What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video, and thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel. And if y'all are new, welcome. Now today we got a little different video than normal even. I just secured that bag and got me a good old PS5. So I'm going in and testing out some of the FOV and settings and showing you guys what I use and just how crazy the difference is. It is a whole new world. Let's get into the settings first, then I will show you the PS4, then the PS5, and then a side-by-side comparison at the end. Let me know what you guys think and if the settings help you guys out at all. So thank you guys, and let's get into it. So here are my settings for PS5 and PS4. Because the controller really isn't any different, I use a custom layout where my circle is my finisher and then my R3 is to slide and crouch. So it makes it a lot easier for movement, as in sliding around corners without having to take your finger off the button at all. And also, you don't use finishers in PvE, so it's perfect to have that crouch button there. Next, we go into video, and as you can see, you have these new settings. Here is the 120Hz mode for Crucible. Now this only works obviously if you have a TV or a monitor that can support it. So that's a thing, up to you if you can support it or not. Here's your FOV. It goes all the way down to 55 and up to 105. The PS4 standard is 72, so you're getting over 30 degrees of vision from this PS5. Now there's also these bottom three: motion blur, chromatic aberration, and film grain. Now I turn all of them off because it seems to make the movement a lot more fluid and less camera-y, if that makes sense, from a movie. There's way less motion blur obviously when you have it off, and it kind of makes me sick when I have it on. And there isn't really a reason to have the bottom two on because Destiny 2 doesn't really have any crazy ups and downs for the chromatic aberration to really take effect. And then film grain, it gets kind of snowy if you have it on in certain areas of the game. So I just turn it off and it makes it so much better. Now for sound settings, pretty average, nothing crazy there. I usually sometimes turn down the music and the dialogue even more when I'm just playing in Crucible, and it helps. And then here is my gameplay. I do have my subtitles on and I use a pink reticle. Sometimes I use this blue one here, as you can see. Just it pops out on my screen the most. And then for color blindness, I use the one with the D in front of it. I don't know how to say these and I don't want to butcher it, just because it looks the best on my screen. I used to use the try one right there on my old monitor because it looked best on that monitor, but I found that the D one works best for me on this monitor. So much better, and it's just a personal preference in the end. So play around with those settings, but this is what I use right now. I haven't played around too much with it, but it seems like having those certain motion blur, chromatic aberration, and then the film grain off helps a lot. And if you can support the 120 Hz in Crucible, you might as well do it. Obviously you can see here the PS4 settings are the same, but you do not have all those extra options on the video tab. So this is what I chose to use, was JF4 and this point of reference here. So as you can see, I'm using a hand cannon and looking right at this wall from the center post, and I can't really see much besides the heavy, especially on the left side. Now when I turn to the right, basically the same thing. I can barely see that one lane at heavy, and I can't see the right spawn at all at C, which is super different than the PS5, as you will see here. Now a reminder, PS4 is at 72 FOV, set, you can't change it at all. PS5, I have mine cranked up to 105. Here is the same point of view from the PS5. Center pillar. Now we look at this left angle right here with aiming at the same crack on the wall, and look at that, you can see all the way outside and to A spawn and heavy, and the same thing if you look at the right pole. I can see all the way to C spawn while still looking at heavy. It's a crazy difference and makes Crucible such a different game playing on a PS5. It is absolutely nuts, but I love it. Here is a little running test that I did where both on the PS4 on the left and the PS5 on the right are running from A to C, and just a little comparison to see what they look like. As you can see, the PS5 looks so much smoother, a lot less jumpy. They really killed it as optimizing this for the PS5. It's crazy and I love it so far. But that's all I got today. Sorry it's a little weird video. There's a lot coming out tomorrow with stasis changes, so I'm preparing for that. And hopefully you guys found this helpful. I really appreciate all the support and watching. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.